Okay, so let's see how to figure out the cash flow from each activity. Okay, so remember operating. So what does it mean? Operating activity, sell the product, provide the service. So based on this, we try to figure out cash, and the cash, right? So for operating, you need the data from income statements, okay? So income statements, we have revenue and expenses. So based on revenues, hello? Based on revenues, we try to figure out cash inflows. 现金流入 Based on expenses, we try to figure out cash outflows. 现金流出 Okay. Revenues, we try to figure out cash inflows. Expenses, we try to figure out cash outflows. Okay. So what kind of revenues we could have, and we try to figure out cash inflows. Operating, right? So sell the product, provide the service. So I try to figure out cash inflows based on sell the products, provide the service, right? So sell the products, provide the service, okay? So you can earn the revenues. Service revenues, sales revenues, right? So based on these data, we try to know cash inflows. So usually that's it. But we have two special items. Maybe we will put it into operating. So two special items. What's this? Interest received, dividends received. Okay, so these two are special items. Interest received, dividends received. Could you tell me? Interest received. Who are you? What kind of investor you are? Interest received. Who can receive the interest? Creditors, right? So who are you? Creditors. Okay. So you are the creditors. You did what kind of activity? You are the creditors. When you lend the money to someone else, what kind of activities you've done? So is operating, investing, or financing? Investing, right? So you should understand creditors, when we have extra money, we lend the money to debtors for what? To get more money back, right? So what kind of activities? Investing, okay? So did you find out? You got the interest. You are creditors. You did investing activities, okay? So how about dividends received? Who are you? Shareholders, right? You are the shareholders. You have the right to get dividends. So you are the shareholders. Shareholders, what kind of activity? Shareholders, what kind of activity you've done? Investing, right? Buy the shares means you do the investing activities, trying to earn more money back, right? So shareholders do the investing activities. Okay, so did you find out? For interest received, for dividend received, you are creditors or you are shareholders. So in nature, what kind of activities it is? Investing, right? So for these two, interest received, dividend received, normally, usually, we should put it into which activity? Investing, right? But here, we give you special option case because for these two, also, we could find out these two items on income statement as well. So we give you another option. You want to put it into operating activity, it's okay because we could find out these two items on income statement. Okay? So do you understand? For these two, in nature, you should put it into investing. But another option, you could put it into operating activity. Why? Because you could find out these two items. On income statement. Okay, any questions? So interest received, dividend received. You could put it into operating or investing, depends on you. Okay, any questions? So later you will find out this situation again. So the same logic. What's the nature? Investing, but you could find out the items on income statement. So okay, we say, okay, since you could find out it on income statement, and we use income statement to prepare what? To get operating. So okay, you can, for your convenience, you can do that. Another option. Okay. Okay. So that's for cash inflows. How about cash outflows? Usually, what kind of operating activities we have, we need to pay the cash to someone else. We have a cash outflows. Sell the products, you need to buy the inventory, right? So we should pay the money to suppliers, right? So pay the money to suppliers or pay the money to whom? Employees, right? So we need to pay the salaries, so on. Or pay the tax to the government, right? So like what? This month is so sad for me. I have to pay so many cash to the government. Not only income tax, not only the tax from your salaries, also you have some assets properties like a house, like a car. You have to pay the tax to the government. So I'm so poor right now. Okay, I feel poor by myself, alone. What else? Special case. Pay the interest to the lender. Pay the interest to the lender also is a special case. Who are you? You are the borrower, the debtor, right? So, who are you? Pay the interest to the lenders, to the bank. So you are the debtor, borrower. Okay? So you are the debtor, you are the borrower. What kind of activity you've done? Financing, right? Borrow money from someone else. You are doing financing activities. Okay? So in nature, you are doing financing activities. But again, could you find out this item on income statement? Yes, which one? What kind of account item we have for this one? Interest expense, right? So you could find out interest expense on income statement. So we give you another option. You could put it on operating activities. Okay, because you could find out interest expense. You could find out interest expense on income statement. Okay, so in nature, when you pay the interest to the bank, to the creditors, we are doing financing. But since we could find out the related item interest expense on income statement, so we'll give you another option. You could put it into operating activity, it's okay. Okay? So that's operating. How about investing and financing? We want to talk about cash inflows, cash outflows for investing and financing. Okay? Okay. So investing on your slide, page 13, investing. So what does it mean, investing activities? You use your money to buy PPE or use your money to buy shares, bonds, right? So try to use the money to earn more money back. So, for example, what kind of activities we have done? For PPE, remember, you have to buy, for the companies, they have to buy the PPE, like what? Buy the machines, buy the desk, buy the computers. So you have to invest in this kind of PPE for what? To earn more money back, right? So first one, we talk about PPE. Second one, we talk about what? Investment. So usually the investment including what? Bonds or shares. So 2 major investments maybe you will have for you or for companies. Like what? Buy the house, buy the car, buy the PPE. Then another one is buy the shares, buy the bonds, right? Okay. Any questions? No problem? But you should be very careful. I buy the PP, for example, I buy the house is investment. It's investing activity, right? You buy the house is investing activities. You sell the house is investing activities. I buy the house is investing activities. I sell the house is investing activities. It's not? You think about that. Why you buy the house? You try to, like what? You buy the shares. You buy the shares is investing activities, right? You sell the shares is investing activities. What's your purpose to buy the shares? Earn the dividends. What else? You try to earn the price gap, right? So how to earn the price gap? Buy the shares. How to earn the price gap? Only when you sell the shares, right? So how, do you understand? So you should be very careful. Usually you will get confused. You thought you buy PP, you buy the shares is investing. But don't forget, you want to earn the price, you want to earn the profit, you want to earn the gain. How? You have to sell it, right? So it's buy the house, sell the house. Both of them, they are your investing activities. Okay? So usually you will make a mistake right here. So it's not only buy, it's investing. Sell also, this is your investing. Okay? So be careful about this part. So for example, on your slide, page 14, we talk about the first one, PPE. Don't forget, you buy the PPE is investing, right? So this is your first investment. When you buy PPE, that's your investment, right? But don't forget, you sell it, still, that's your investing activities. So when you sell it, PPE, when you sell it, also that's your investing activities. Why? You buy it in order to earn the gain, the profit, right? So you buy with lower price and sold with higher price. Only these situations could help you to do what? To earn your profit, your gain. To earn your profit, right?赚取价差。Okay, so don't forget, when I do the investing activities, not only buy it, also include sell it. Okay, any questions? Zoe, 什么问题啊？哪一个 ？earn gain GAIN 跟谁？earn 不一定啊，earn 什么？earn 可以赚取一个谢谢，earn thank you 。not necessary earn gain, right? I earned a thank you for you only because you just say thank you and say, oh, welcome. 要不然你就不要写2啊，你看你要怎么做可以啦，我就随性写而已嘛，你懂就好了。Okay, so any questions? So don't forget, right here, I just want to emphasize buy and gain, both of them are investing. So don't forget sales, okay? Buy is investing, sell also is investing, okay? Okay, so for PPE, chapter 10, we've mentioned what's our purpose for PPE? We buy it, we are going to use it to help us do what? Operating activities, right? So in the middle, when you use the PPE, you use it to help us do the operating activities, right? So for PPE, when you use it to do operating activities, so did you find out? This is the whole process when you use the PPE to do operating activities. So use PPE to do operating activities. So what kind of expenses we will have? Depreciation expense, right? Remember that? So I have depreciation expense. When I use PP to help us do the operating activities, any revenue expenses about your PP, depreciation expense, right? 这就费用。Any questions? No problem? Okay. Second, investing activity is what? You buy the shares, buy the bonds, right? Okay. So next one, when we buy the shares, we buy the bond. Also, don't forget, sold is also your investing activities. So when you buy the shares, you buy the bond. (投资股票或债券) Okay, don't forget, you buy it is investing. You sell it also is your investing, right? Because you try to earn the gain, earn the profit, the price difference. So when you sell it, also is your investing.出售股票、债券，处分，出售，处分好。Okay, so don't forget, the whole process you try to what? To earn the gain. 赚取价差。Okay. So could you tell me, when you are the investors, you buy the shares, you buy the bond. So who are you? You are the shareholders, you are the creditors, right? So during the whole process, before you sell it, what kind of money you can get? Shareholders, you can get dividends, right? Creditors, you will get interest, okay? So during the whole process, you'll find out you could earn interest revenues when you are the creditors. You could earn the dividends revenues when you are shareholders, right? Okay. For creditors, for shareholders, you could earn the interest revenue, dividends revenue. So you can get the cash, right? Which activities it is? Investing, right? So don't forget, usually in nature, you should put it into which part? Investing activities, right? So we've mentioned this right here on your slide 12 here, right? Interest revenues, dividends revenues. So interest revenues, dividends revenue, they are investing activities. So usually you should put it into investing activities. But also these two, you could find out on income statement. So we'll give you another option. You could put it into operating, okay? So we mentioned this on your slide 12, page 12, okay? So for these two, interest revenues, dividends revenues, usually in nature, you should put it into investing activities. So that's in nature 本质上。But we give you another option. So what's another option? You could put it into operating activities. Why? Because interest revenues and dividends revenues you could find out both of them on income statement. Okay, so two options depends on you, investing or operating. Okay, any questions? No problem? Okay, so that's investing. Only one left, financing. Then I'll give you more time to practice it. So last one, slide, page 17. We talk about financing, so don't forget, financing means what? Borrow money from the bank or get the money from shareholders, right? So usually you will get the money, borrow money from the bank creditors, okay? So that's why here, borrow money from the creditors. Also, you can get the money from shareholders, usually these two, right? So how? Issue bonds, 发行股票 or issue shares, 发行债券 right? But don't forget, only issue the bond, issue the shares, don't forget. In the end, you should do what? Pay the money back, right? So, don't forget, not only issued, just to remind you that, not only issued, in the end, when you buy back, the whole process, they are financing, okay? So that's why here I told you obtaining and repayment. Okay. Okay. No problem. So let's see your slide, page 18. Issue the bond, issue the shares. 发行股票债券 means what? Borrow money from creditors. Issue bond. Or issue shares. 发行股票或债券。Means what? Means borrow money. Okay. Since you borrow money, don't forget you have to pay back the money, right? So in the end, when you buy back the bond or buy back the shares,买回债券或股票。Means what? Pay back the money, right? Okay? So during the whole process, when you borrow money from creditors, so you are the debtor, right? So during the whole process, before you pay the money back, each period you should pay the interest, right? So don't forget, each period you should pay the interest. So we have interest expense occurred, happened, okay? So interest expense occurred, happened because you are the debtor. 债务人。Also, don't forget, since you issue the bond, so we have the shareholders, right? So you have to pay the dividends to shareholders. So don't forget, you have to pay the dividends to shareholders. Okay, so you need to pay the interest to creditors. You need to pay the dividends to shareholders, right? Okay, so in nature, when you pay the interest, when you pay the dividends, they are financing activities, right? Because you borrow money from them. So in nature, they are financing activities. So we should put that on financing activities. Okay? Pay the interest, pay the dividends because you borrow money from them. So there's financing activities. But again, we'll give you another option. Only for interest expense. Only when you pay the interest, we give you another option. For dividends, we don't give you another option. Why? Did you find out? Another option only for interest expense. Another option only for interest expense. You could put it into operating. So what does it mean? Dividends, you cannot give it another option. Why? Because cash dividends, where we could find out dividends? Huh? Sorry? Equity. Did you find out dividends expense, or did you find out cash dividends on income statement? No. So here we give you another option only for interest expense, not for cash dividends. So interest expense, you could find out this item on income statement. But for cash dividends, or share dividends, you will not find out these two on income statement. These two is only on equity, okay? So statement of change in equity or balance sheet. So for example, statement of change in equity. Or balance sheet. Okay? So interest expense, you have another option. You could put it into operating activities. But cash dividend, share dividends, they don't have another option because these two are not on income statement. Since they are not on income statement, so they don't have another option. Okay? Any questions? So they summarize it. Which item have another option? Interest revenues, dividends revenue, interest expense. So have another option is what? On your slide, page 15. Interest revenues, dividends revenues, interest revenues, dividends revenues, and interest expense. So for these three, have another option. Okay? Any questions? No problem? So we've done 3 activities already. Okay? No problem? Okay, if you don't have any questions, so please go to slide page 20. No matter what, investing, financing, operating, which one is the most important activities for company? Of course, operating, right? Why? Because operating activities is your main business. Based on operating activities, we could find out your long-term performance. Okay? So for company, also for you, the same. Operating activities, but yet should be the most important because but yet operating activities could make sure you have a long-term and stable performance. Okay? So here going concern is to make sure your company have a long-term and stable performance. 长期继续经营的能力。Going concern means 长期 长期继续经营。Okay, so means what? Long term and stable performance. Okay, so it's quite important. That's why we try to separate them into different activities. Because even though you have a $100, for example, if today I told you, you have a $100 cash, $100 from operating. Or you have a $100 from investing. Which one is better? $100 from operating, $100 from investing. Which one is better? Operating. Why? I have a $100 from operating. I could expect next year I will have $100. But when you have a $100 from investing, are you sure you still have a $100 next year? Not sure. Investing, who can make sure they always successful on every investment project? Impossible, right? Investing means risk, 风险. So risk means what? Maybe this year you earn the money. Maybe next year you lost all your money, right? So from investing, you cannot make sure you have the same amount of money each period. But from operating, I'm pretty sure I have this money for next year, for next 2 years, for next 5 years. Okay? Any questions? No? Okay, so that's it. Let's take a break, and the next hour I'll teach you how to try to get a number for cash. Okay, take a break.